Okay guys, so Mystery here, and yesterday I put up a video of a very simple, straightforward way to play the Arbites using the Shock Maul, using Charge, using Shock Mines with the Dogless variant, with the Lone Wolf talent. And, overwhelmingly the response was, why no dog? Why no pupper? Well, fine, here you go. Let it not be said that I am not a man of the people. I have crafted a very simple, straightforward dog Arbites build for you. This one is just as easy to play, I think, as our one from yesterday. It uses a lot of the same sort of core skills, but we're going to be changing a few things here. So let's go ahead and get started, and remember to like and subscribe. Definitely like if you wanted a dog yesterday, because here you go. You're so welcome. Let's start here with the Munitorum Mark III Shock Maul. The reason we're using the regular Shock Maul instead of the Arbites Shock Maul is because alongside the dog, this is a very, very potent weapon. We can get a lot of work done with just this weapon here because it augments the dog's damage. When the dog is on a target, when he's pounced on a target, go ahead and give that target a little love tap, right? Just bash him in the like shoulder or something while they're on the ground. Bash them in the dick while they're pounced by the dog, and that'll make certain the dog finishes them off very, very fast. Likewise, we can use this to crowd control an enemy like a bulwark or something, give them the shock prod of this weapon, and they'll be paralyzed, and then we can send the dog in to tackle them and knock them and take a bunch of extra damage. Because the dog is a really, really good at staggering sort of utility, that's going to work really well alongside Skull Crusher here. And Skull Crusher in general, the blessing that's on this weapon, provides a ton of value for the whole team when it's used on Arbites. So yeah, it's a pretty similar weapon to what we had yesterday, except for this weapon is a lot less direct damage. What you'll need to do is get good at hitting enemies in the head is to start your combo, and then just go to town on them. After you hit them one time in the head, your next few hits are going to demolish them because it'll stack 40%, 80% additional damage, right? So that's all you gotta do is open up with that headshot, and then you're good to go from there. On the second weapon here, oh, by the way, Unyielding Carapace, High Voltage, and Skull Crusher. Do not sleep on those blessings here. High Voltage and Skull Crusher are the way to go. For our secondary weapon, just the exact same thing as we had in the build yesterday: the Subductor Shot Pistol and Riot Shield with pinpointing target and no respite, Flak Armor and Maniacs, just dropping long distance, annoying targets, defending ourselves against all sorts of ranged threats. Anytime a gunner pops up that catches you out, you can just pop this baby out and block your way to some safety. Then over here, we've got the Blessed Bullets. We're just going to do triple toughness again, and we're going to do the exact same thing: combat ability regeneration on all three, revive speed for allies on all three, and then I am doing 2 damage resistance to gunners and 1 block efficiency. The reason I have block efficiency here is because this helps with blocking for the shield as well, and that can enable you to block a little extra, but you can swap whatever you want in that last little slot there. I just think it's a pretty good general use. Over here is the talent tree, very different than what we had yesterday. We are going to take No Escape here at the top. This is 10% damage and movement speed on any elite or special kill lasting 4 seconds. Since the dog is going to be prioritizing these enemies and killing them, that means we're going to be very, very often having this buff, which is very nice. Up Close and Force of Will are both going to be very easy things for us to trigger. Up Close will trigger when the dog is killing things in close range, and Force of Will is just all the time. Then Man and Cybermastiff, because the dog is set to prioritize the elite and special enemies, this one also has the unstated coding that the dog will hang out relatively near to you, and this means that we're going to have a lot of uptime on this 5% of toughness per second, which is really great. Then we'll take this toughness DR, then remote detonation. Just anytime you have the dog into a big group of enemies, go ahead and detonate him. Use him to push bosses around, right? Use him to disrupt bosses. I usually like to sit on 1 charge and use 1 just kind of whenever. It's not a super damaging ability, but the big stagger of it is very useful to break up big groups and buy yourself a lot of time. Then we're going to take Arbitrator Armor and Concussive here. This is what's going to make the whole synergy with our weapon work so well, right? All we got to do is tap them in the head 1 time to start the combo, and that's going to make them count as staggered. So every further hit, the next one does 40% additional damage, the next one does 80% additional damage, then 120, and so we can stack that up on bosses, all sorts of targets, and it makes mincemeat of pretty much everything. Then we're going to take Voltaic Mandibles over here. Super great. Getting the dog to setting him on a target is going to make that target be perma-stun for 5 seconds. The electricity stops them from doing anything, and he will then run around and jump at them again before they get unshocked, so it's a perma-stun. Then we're going to take Canine Morale and Imposing Force. Great way to always be having this toughness damage reduction and toughness over time for everybody in Coherency, which is really easy to do. And then Imposing Force here, again, since the dog is constantly killing elites and specials for us, we are going to have this damage resistance all the time. Then we're going to take part of the squad, because it's right here, I guess. It's okay, toughness DR. Then Plasteel Plates. Unleash Brutality. This is the one that's going to tell the dog to prioritize these elites and specials, and you saw already we have elites and specials, elites and specials, elites and specials. We need to be killing those targets. So coming down here, we are, of course, taking Break the Line. Break the Line is just the easiest possible ability to generate a ton of value for the team, because all you got to do is charge into a big pack of enemies, lay them out on the floor, and then once they're staggered, go about bopping them with your little shock maul here, and they're going to melt away entirely, because anybody that you touch with the shock maul is going to take that extra 40%, 80%, 120% damage from all your allies, which is incredible. We're only going to take Combination from Condemnation. It's a good way to reset our stamina and our toughness. That's great. We don't have the points for anything else here. Then we're going to take Hold the Line, which is going to be stacked up by the dog. Target the Weak, which is an extra way to get stagger damage on enemies. Then drive them back here, helping us to clear and cleave hordes. We'll take Weigh the Lex and True Grit here. True Grit just going to be a nice little insurance policy. Sometimes when you're charging in, you get hit by a wallop overhead. This will protect us, right? We want this to be as straightforward and easy a build as possible, and True Grit's a nice little insurance policy every now and then. We'll take Rebreather over here just to make our life a lot easier. If you're not playing on Havoc, you might not need this, but Havoc is definitely mandatory. Then we'll take Arbites Revelatum, Zealous Dedication, Soul Guilt Scan, and then finally Execution Order with both Malachite and Efficient Killers. This is really going to boost our crit rate way up, and it's going to make our cooldown on Break the Line here on the order of somewhere around 10 seconds usually, because we're going to get some flat reduction from having these cooldown reduction curios. It'll take us down to about 18 seconds or so, and this is going to speed it up 2/3, so it'll be about 12 seconds total. And one final thing I want you to do before you get set loose and start playing with the dog is you should go into your options and go to input down here, and then down the bottom you can see that we have some different options for tagging. What you need to do is set the companion target tag to press once. So whenever you're playing as the Arbites, you will tag the target for the dog to go to by only tapping one time. You don't need to constantly spam that key. It's normally set to double tap, so go ahead and get that set to press once, and that way all you have to do is just tag the target and the dog will run straight to him, cut down on that delay. A very skilled player can make a lot of use of their dog and control them very well and get them to do a ton of damage around the battlefield. However, a player that's just kind of passively letting the dog do whatever, it will also generate a lot of value because the dog is out and about and he's causing lots of disruption and pinning valuable targets and taking out those elites and specials. I think it's a really easy way to contribute to the team, and hope you find some use in it as well. Thanks for watching, guys. Enjoy some Havoc 40 gameplay, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye. Stay back here so he respawns in that room. Upstairs. Get him! I got him! Back.